So we are now 3 weeks away from Get Online Week, or without weekends, that is. So we're going to have a look at what you might need to do over the next 3 weeks in the countdown. 3 weeks to go then, so here's your dates. It feels like a long time away, but it goes very, very quick. So have you got your idea already? If you have your idea, make sure you keep focused on what you want from your idea. So if you're looking for publicity, looking for new learners, whether you're looking for new contacts, whether you're wanting to just demonstrate to other people what you can do, and what do you envisage your capacity to be. So don't overcapacity yourself on the day. You don't want to be stretched. You want to be able to enjoy that day. What sort of space have you got? What volunteers have you got? What time have you got available for planning and delivery? Some things will take a lot longer to plan than others. If you don't have much time to plan, don't worry, do something small and make the most of it. What's your budget? Have you got any money to spend? Do you need to tap up Asda for some free tea and cakes? Is it open to all, or are you going to keep it something limited? If you're doing something behind closed doors in a housing association, maybe that might be a limited events where you know exactly who's coming. Have you got strong or potential partners that you can call on for an idea if you don't already have one? Go to supermarkets, housing associations or councils, and they might be able to point you in the direction of something that they're already doing that you can piggyback onto. If you don't have an idea, don't worry, and if you can't think of anything, ring round some partners, ring round some other UK Online centres. They'll give you some ideas that they never did. You can ring Tinder, they will also help you, and why not have a look at some of the past ideas that have been around there. Just because it's been done before doesn't mean to say you can't do it again. Unless you really want to find an event to clash with because it helps you, try not to clash with other local stuff. It does cut down on the amount of people that are coming along. If you've got any questions as we're going along, try and stick them in the chat panel. I'll do my best to keep an eye on both. So, there are a number of things on the UK Online Centre's website that we are provided with that can help you think of an idea. If you go to the main menu, across the top there is a bar. One of the options is running your centre. If you click on that and click on promote your centre, you'll find some marketing guides and a marketing toolkit. In there are letters of introduction that you can manipulate to use to get in touch with people like Asda, or post offices or GP surgeries. There's also in the marketing toolkit lots and lots of ideas for printing posters, so that you don't have to design them yourself. You can use the kits that are already there. And if you are struggling for ideas, there are also under the themes tab toolkits for health, jobs, maths and general safety, and there are some session plans. So if you think, really, I can't afford to spend a whole day doing a drop-in, you might just want to run a closed session on family history or money. They're all there for you within the UK Online Centre's website. These are some ideas that we had in the past. I have shown them on a previous webinar. It's just things that we've done for Get Online Week or for Be Online. We've been out with, they tend to take the mayor or mayoress because they're very popular with older people particularly. Or we tagged onto the Thumbs Up for Stephen event for one of them. Brought the MP. Again, a pokey stop at the church was something else that we got involved in when we were on holiday. We have a big mural that one of our participants did for us, so we try and use that as our publicity stunt. We take lots of photographs in it, and whenever we're running an event, we get everybody to come and have a photograph with that mural. People like the county councillor, the fairies, we've got Winstanley from Accrington Stanley, I'm sure everybody's heard of those, and we even got the food bank choir in. So what I would do from third week onwards, get yourself a checklist and stick it to your wall. If you're not used to using these sorts of things, this is just a sample of what I've got. We would put in it what the task is, who's going to do the task, when they need to do it, and have they done it. If you put it on the wall, it does help other people who are in your centre feel like they've got a bit of involvement, especially if their name's on it. Don't do it on your own, because you get much more ideas when you're working with other people and you've got something to bounce off. So with 3 weeks to go, some of the things that you might need to have done already, or make sure that you're doing this week, is meet with any partners that you're going to be involved with, just to make sure that they all know when the date is, what their commitment is to your event. Look at what materials you have already. Dig out your spares box. You've already received a pack from UK Online, I hope. Everybody's got those, with pads and pens in. They can be great incentives for people to sit down and do a bit of work with you. Make sure that your venues are booked if you need any rooms, or if you're going somewhere specific. And make sure that you booked any people to attend, things like the local celebrities, etc. Do all your design now for your publicity. If you're going to put out flyers or posters, or put things on your website nearer the time, make sure that they're designed now. If you're doing any t-shirts, this is the time when you've got a little bit of spare to get them done. You also want to get out your early invites. So if you know that there are people that want to come, but they need extra time, so partners generally need a little bit more time to get out in their diaries. Maybe people that you know that are working, that might want to come and put some time out with you at dinner time. Those are the people that need to invite early on. Also, order anything that you need that you can keep. So if you're ordering food to have on the day, hot food or anything from a provider, make sure it's all booked now. If you're ordering helium for balloons, get that ordered now. And if you're ordering t-shirts, anything else, things that might take a week or so to come, don't leave them till the second week. Do it on the third week. Do it this week. So who might you be able to invite to raise your profile? Some of the people we have invited in the past are here. The football club or the mascot. Everybody loves football. The mayor, MP, councillors. They're all people who would be very, very happy to come and get the publicity on the day. The radio station. If you have a very local radio station, we have Radio Lancashire, they are quite happy to come and broadcast at your event. They will need a little bit of notice, so try and get them booked as soon as possible, but they may come along and do a couple of hours slot from your event, or they may just put something out for you in advance if you're a not-for-profit. There may be local celebrities. We have Sophie Hickton, who's just won a gold medal at the Olympics, so we might invite somebody like that along. And also, don't forget to invite the Tinder staff. If you've got something nice, they may be in the area. So moving on to the second week to go, you need to start getting your publicity out. Don't put it out too early, as people start to get used to seeing it and then forget about the date. So if you've got some publicity to put out, week 2 is the one. Get some posters up and make sure that all the materials that you've ordered are on track. Maybe try having a dry run set up in advance. So if you're setting up some tables in your centre and you want it to look a particular way, set them up in advance and make sure that they look how you want them to look. You might need to go out and get extra equipment. You might need tablecloths that you didn't think about, or you might want to get extra posters or something else to brighten the area up. Also, this is the time to be getting paperwork together that you need, so make sure you've got clipboards and pens if you're going to be somewhere where there isn't somewhere to lean on. You'll want your registration forms, any appointment cards. Make sure that you've got something to sign up people to any mailing list that you've got, and also make sure if they're signing that they are signing a disclaimer to say that you can use the information. Also, if you're taking photographs of members of the public, you may need to use photo consent forms. We have these so that we can use the forms in the future for publicity or to stick them on social media. And also send out a press release to the newspapers. They will not necessarily pick up your story for you, but if you've got some pre-written words, send it in with a couple of weeks to go and you're likely to get it in the local papers on time for your event. So who could you invite if you're having an event where you need lots of people? Who's got groups of people ready to go that might come? So here's some examples of them. Churches, there may be homes for care in the community, job centres, Maybe you have connections with a school or a drug and alcohol recovery service. Sheltered house are always good, lunch clubs, and carers link, carers support, those sorts of places where people are looking for something to get out and about and take their mind off things. They're all worth sending out an invite to within a second week. So finally, we get down to the first week, so we've got 1 week left to go. Make sure you've had a dry run at this point, and also have a plan B. So if you're going to be outside with a table and electrical equipment and it's going to rain, you're going to need a plan B. So make sure there's somewhere that you can go in the event of it raining. Make sure that you've got a plan B for if volunteers don't turn up on the day, or if staff ring in sick, or if your celebrity can't come. Make sure you've thought about those things and what you're going to do. It's not necessarily a massive problem, but it always upsets you on the day if you haven't thought about it. When you are looking at tasks that need to be done on the day, make sure that you've allocated some tasks to your volunteers. Maybe have a little meeting with them before the event, and make sure that they all know what they're doing. And definitely assign somebody to be in charge of your photos and your social media. If you don't, what you'll find is everybody thinks that they were responsible for doing it, or nobody thinks that they were responsible for doing it, and you get nothing. Check all the partners and volunteers are still okay to come on the day, and make sure that everybody knows what's required of them on the day, and start to send out reminder emails to organisations that you've already sent out to, such as CVS or the Carers Link. Make sure that their people remember it's next week. Are you still coming? Start using your social media. Don't use it too much too soon, because people get used to seeing it, and again it becomes less effective on the day. So people that you need to know about are Tinder and UK Online Centres for good tags. They will retweet you if you put things on. Also linking them in Facebook. And maybe if you're inviting some partners along, you'll need to make sure that they've got their hashtags handy and that you're following them on Twitter. People like the mayor, you could tag the council and things, and they're likely to retweet them for you on the day. Make sure you know who's bringing the camera, and don't rely on one camera. So if somebody turns up and they are using the camera on the mobile phone and it goes flat, you need to know somebody's got a backup, or that you've got chargers, etc. for the day. Make sure that anybody that is saying, I'll do the social media, has actually got access prior to the day to your Twitter or your Facebook, so that they're not having to send you photographs and then you're having to do them after the event. If you're able to publicise in some of the Facebook groups, such as the buy and sell groups that are in there, they're always quite popular with people. And don't forget to do a weather check prior to the event. You'll get more detailed weather sort of on the week, might help with your plan B. Try and give yourself plenty of time. If you're starting at 10, make sure you're there for a good hour before, to give yourself time to ease into setting up and everything. Get everything out that you need in advance, maybe the day before, and check everything's there, particularly if you are going elsewhere. Check things like extension leads, and make sure that wherever you're going has still got enough access to sockets and things for you, and have your plan B ready. So that might be that you need to have something in the boot of your car, like an extension cable or some runners to cover cables up, if you're going somewhere where that's needed. Make sure that everybody that turns up has a job. So if you get 5 volunteers and you're only expecting 3, do make sure that the extra 2 have got something to do. I don't want them to be turning up at my centre on the day and feeling that, oh, well, we're a bit spare here, we won't come along to the next one. You want them all to feel valued on the day. Assign someone to look after any special guests that are coming. So if you've got the mayor coming, make sure that whoever is in charge of looking after the mayor knows what they need to do and what they need to show them, and make sure that they are ready to greet them when they arrive. Do collect details of people for your mailing list. Don't be afraid to collect data. Just make sure that they're aware why you're taking the details from them, and if you can, put the disclaimer on any sheets that they're signing for. Spread out your social media through the day. There's nothing more irritating than somebody doing 5 posts one after another on Facebook, and you just keep clicking on it. You think, oh, it's another one and another one and another one. definitely spread them out through the day, even if you're taking some and then hanging on to them for half an hour, an hour. If you are somebody that's used to things like Periscope, then try and use Periscope where you can broadcast live. Any other types of live broadcast are also good. On the day, make sure you're sending out things like text reminders, Facebook reminders to people to remember to come along, and definitely collect plenty of photos. But as you can see there, most important thing of all is to try and enjoy your event. There's no point doing these things if people don't have fun. They're not meant to be there to be a punishment for us all, and we generally have a good time at them. So that's what I want for everybody else. Most important message. Don't forget after your event to sit down and just have a few minutes of reflection time to think how it went and what next year you might do slightly differently, or what you're going to do again because it really worked. So anybody got any questions?